Buffalo Fitness Expo.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Buffalo Fitness Expo Podcast. I'm your host, Romer, the Dominican Rock Mendez, and we have a very exciting and huge guest today. One of my favorite natural bodybuilders right now, and actually one of the best natural bodybuilders on the whole entire planet right now. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Wisconsin, world champion, Meshack, Ochieng. Meshack, how are you?
I'm doing fine.
Good. First of all, congrats on your victory this past Saturday.
Thank you.
It was. I tell you something. It's one thing to look at your pictures on Facebook, but to watch you live in person, I was blown away. And I've been to many different world championships. You know, the DFAC World Championships, WMBF World Championships, and I was completely blown away. So congrats on that.
Thank you. It was one of the contests that I promised Brian that Chicago being my I have a good fan base in Chicago, so I told him that I will do the show. So I think I did all my best to make sure that I take the title.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing, absolutely deserving too.
Yeah.
So for everyone out there that might not know who you are, so Meshack, the first question is, who is Meshack Ochieng?
Meshack Ochieng is a Kenyan born. I was born in Kenya. I'm a third born in a family of 5 brothers, and unfortunately, my elder brother died 4 years ago. And
I hear that.
As a bodybuilder, I started lifting weights. I think sometimes back in 2000. Then I moved here more than 3 years ago. I live in Wisconsin with my wife, Tyan, and I do personal training. I coach people, and a Christian.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
So, Meshack, you mentioned you're from Kenya, correct?
Yes.
So tell us how it was, growing up in Kenya. I'll tell you, I grew up I was born in the Dominican Republic, and I came to the U.S. when I was 4, so I was young. You said you came from Kenya 3 years ago, correct?
Yes.
So tell us how was it growing up in Kenya? I'm sure it was completely different than than your current situation now, correct?
Yeah. Life was hard, especially my family. My parents were poor, and when I say poor, they were really poor in terms of most of us did not get that chance to continue with education after grade 8. So I had to stop going to school at the grade 8, but I still had some interest in education. So being that they were not able to pay for my high school education, I had to drop out and join my brother, who was he's a mechanic. So I joined him, and that was the time he started lifting weight, and I wanted something that will enable me in life to continue with my education. So now that the parents were not able to help me with education, I wanted to some kind of a sport, because I knew sport can make you somebody in life. And so I tried different sports, and they were not.
You mentioned different sports, Meshack. What sports did you play?
I'm good in soccer. I like volleyball, though I'm too short for it. So
maybe lead us to a question, Meshack.
Yeah, but
so how old are you? What's your height and what's your weight?
Before I forget. Right now,
yes.
Um, I'm 33 years old. Right now I weigh 175. Most people, they look at the photos on Facebook and think I weigh like 200. I've never been there before. My height is 5'2", so I'm short. So in during the contest, I'm around 170. During my off season, I don't have off season, but when I'm not competing, I tend to go up to 180.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
so you stay within 10 pounds or so of contest.
Yes.
Okay. So you mentioned you started off with your brother. Now, how long ago? Now you're 33 years old right now. When you started lifting with your brother, how old were you then?
I was 19 when I started lifting weight, and it's funny remembering how I started. We didn't have a gym. I can't call it a gym. We use bricks, we use blocks, and we use sticks, things like, I think like leg press. We will hang a bag of sand, and you lie down and push it with your legs, like a leg press. Then after some time, because my brother was a mechanic, we got some scrap metals and made our own gym. It was like a 10 by 10 gym. So we made our own gym, a really small gym, but that was the foundation on how I end up being a world champion, and won many titles back home and in the continent.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, and I think that should be a lesson to everyone that complains about how bad their gym is. I mean, look at you. Look at where you started, And obviously, and I would say, I know, again, my situation wasn't the same. But I know for a fact that if you can change that, you wouldn't, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it's made you who you are today. I mean, you are a world champion for a reason. And it's training like that without having the facilities and that a lot of people have in this country, but you made it.
Yeah, I remember when I did my first contest. That was 2 years after starting lifting weight. I did my first contest. I didn't know anything about posing. I remember somebody backstage was helping me know few poses, like this is how to do a double bicep. So I didn't know anything at all, and I didn't even know like that you have to eat a certain way before you compete. I thought competing, you just eat like a normal person, then you go and compete. I didn't know anything, but after doing my first contest, that's when I started learning, because I wanted to improve on myself. So me and my brother, we started learning on what kind of food we can have, because supplementation was not part of my journey, because they cost a lot of money back home. I think like twice the price here. Yeah. So supplement was out of question.
I know also in the Dominican Republic, one of my cousins was asking me about it, and I know whey protein over there, it's almost 3 times the amount that it would cost here.
Yes, I think it's because of the shipping. So supplementation was not part of the journey. It was what kind of food, and because of the resource, the small amount of resource we had to go natural. We have to use normal food that everybody else in the village is using, because if you say like a chicken breast, there is nothing like that. If you want to eat a chicken, then you have to share it with everybody else.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Again, it's a very, very humbling just to hear that. Wow.
Yeah, we made our own supplement. We will mix things like peanut butter, soybeans, almonds, cashew nuts, millet, rice, pumpkin seed. We will mix them together, then take them to a posho mill, then turn it into a powder. and make a porridge. So that was like a supplement.
So you're making your own supplements then, huh?
Yes. Yeah.
Out of food.
You take it to a portion mill, then you turn it into a powder. So you make a porridge. So after workout, you bring 2 cups of porridge, and that's a supplement.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a lesson for your kids out there who are always asking, what's the best supplement to take?
Yes.
Hard work is the best supplement to take. You can't supplement that.
I don't believe that you have to use all kind of supplement to achieve your goal. No, you can eat. You can. Because even the supplement, they come from food. So if you go on food, I think you still be able to achieve your goals.
Absolutely. And obviously at your level now, I would say, yes, supplements do work, but people have to make sure that obviously their nutrition's on point, their training's on point. So once they have that nutrition and training, then they can go to supplements. But a lot of, especially young kids now, their first question is not, what should I eat? Is what supplement should I take?
I get questions almost every day about what supplement can I take? I want to look like you. What supplement should I take? Nobody asks me about how to eat. They just ask, what supplement can I use? It's like the supplement has got some kind of a magic. Yeah. You have to be on a good diet plan. Then you supplement it with some supplement. Then you're ready to go. But only supplement, it's not going to help.
And I know, so talking about supplements, now obviously that you're at a different stage of your life. I know you're sponsored by P4P. What supplements do you think are important for someone to take? One's their nutrition and one's their training is on point.
Okay, so like in my case, I'm just going to tell you how I normally do mine. I take whey isolate protein from P4P, which is more important if you want some protein in your system. I use a creatine for my pre-workout. I don't use any other pre-workout. Creatine is enough for me. I use creatine for 4 weeks, then I give it a break of 2 weeks. I don't use it continuously. I use it for 4 weeks, then I give it a break. 4 weeks, 1 week break. Then things like I use fish oil every day in the morning. For blood circulation, I use ginseng and ginkgo almost every day. Then for muscle recovery, I use BCAA and glutamine. I think that's all.
Arginine.
Yeah, arginine. I sometimes mix arginine with creatine for my pre-workout.
Okay. So pretty much just the staples, pretty much. So
yeah.
So going back to your first contest, how did you do the first time you competed at a show?
I won my class. It was in Kenya. We don't have this all this federation. In Kenya, bodybuilding is bodybuilding. There is nothing like this is natural and this is not natural. Everybody compete in one federation. So there was a class called a flyweight, which is like 60 kilograms and below. That's like 130 pounds. Okay. So that's how much I was weighing by then.
Wow.
So I won my class, though I was new and I didn't even know how to pose. But looking at the people that were in my class, I think I was looking much better than them. And I was encouraged by the officials that if I can diet and learn how to pose, then I will be a good athlete. Wow. So then from there, I started, I think almost all the contests I did back home, I won most of them. I've never been outside top 3 in all the shows that I've done.
How many shows have you done so far?
Wow.
What? Since you've been in the United States?
No, since I started competing.
Yes, overall.
Wow, more than 30. Because I competed around Africa too, where I qualify as a pro. I did WrestleMania Africa, which I won. I did. There is a federation here called the Fame Tour. So Fame, they had a Africa Championship back in 2010. I came in number 3, but I qualified to be a pro. So though here they don't consider you as a pro until you compete in a qualifying event here in USA before they consider you as a pro.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, so when I came over here, I had to do another qualifying event to get my pro card.
So, in Meshack, what do you see yourself in, let's say, in 5 years in this sport? What are your goals? Maybe, let's say, 5-year goals and then your 10-year goal.
By the 10 year, I will retire by then. I will not be competing in Masters, that's for sure. So, Masters, I will leave it for the young. I would rather leave it instead of competing. But in a few years to come, I think I will have my own show. You will be part of it.
Of course, I'll definitely be there.
Yeah,
Let me know, and I'll definitely be there.
Yeah, but one thing that I still have in mind, and that's my mission, is to compete with as many best natural bodybuilders in the world, as many as possible. Yeah, any bodybuilder who is considered best, it's not like an enemy or something, but I feel like if I compete with some of the best in the sport, that's how I consider myself. I've accomplished something.
Oh. I remember when we first met in Minnesota on over at Lee's Diva Classic this past year, Lee Anderson's Diva Classic. I know you mentioned that to me. You told me that you like competing and you like competing against the best in the world, and that's what you want to do.
Yes.
So I do have a question for you guys. Drum roll, please.
You have a question?
Yes. Is Meshack Ochieng going to be at the Defect Buffalo Clash of the Pros in Buffalo?
Hey, why did you ask that here?
Okay. Is that a yes, no, or maybe?
Yeah,
yes, no, or maybe?
This is a secret.
Oh, okay.
So, but I'm thinking about it, and in terms of preparation, I think I'm putting everything down. So there's just some few things coming up in a few weeks here. So I'm going to keep in touch with you and let you know what are the challenges that I have in these 2 or 3 weeks to come. But I'm back in the gym working as hard. I don't post videos working out, but I put myself down in the gym and work hard, and I know the Buffalo is one contest that I would like to be in, to be counted as one of the top competitors.
Yeah, and well, going back earlier, you mentioned that your goal was to compete against the best in the world, and I'm just saying, Siobhan Cunningham will be there. So, just throwing it out there.
Oh, that will be nice. I would like to compete with Siobhan. He's a world champion, and I respect him. I would like to share a stage with him one of these days, because I think I've shared a stage with some of the best in the sport. There are just some few that I still would like to see myself competing against.
So you mentioned a few. Can you mention a few? Like, who would you want to compete against?
Yeah. So I've competed against Cleveland Thomas. I've competed against Martin Daniel. I've competed against Philip Ricardo and Kiyoshi. You know Kiyoshi?
Kiyoshi, oh, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there anyone else out there that you would like to compete against that you haven't competed yet? You haven't competed against yet.
Yeah, there's this guy called Moji Olua.
Moji Olua.
I've competed against Marshall Johnson. So there is Brian. What's his name?
Brian Whitaker.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I would like to compete against him, and I would like to one of these days to compete against Doug Miller.
Okay.
Those are the people. Doug coming to USA. When I saw some of his pictures, I admired the look. I was like, oh, this is somebody I should stand next to one of these days. So he's one of the people that before I retire, I would like to compete against.
And it'll be amazing if we can all get together and make that happen. I personally would pay $1,000 for a seat to watch that. Personally, I mean, that would literally be a natural bodybuilder's dream to watch that on stage. Yeah.
So there's a number of athletes that I didn't mention. Maybe I forgot their names, but we have good natural bodybuilders in the sport, and I think the only thing that keep us not from competing against each other is these small federations here and there, so you don't end up meeting each other.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, that's the only unfortunate thing, that we don't have to see each other or compete against each other, because some of us are affiliated to different federations, and they don't want to move into other contests.
And I agree, and I think, and I'll tell you this, I like that we actually have different federations, just because it gives athletes a different choice. But I always say, athletes should compete wherever they want. If you're in a federation that either the promoter or the owners of the federation will get upset if you compete somewhere else, then why compete with them? And one thing too, I think that right now we're at a good point in natural bodybuilding where even myself, I promote for the DFAC, but I have different connections and different relationships with other federations. And I would love to get to the point where we can say, you know what, let's put our differences aside and let's do this for the athletes, for the sport, and put on one big Super Bowl of bodybuilding. I mean, that would be absolutely amazing to have.
That will be a dream come true for most of the natural bodybuilders. We would like to compete. I know everybody wants to compete against each other, but sometimes you go to a show and sometimes you don't see a stiff competition. But people are out there. We have so many these small contests that separate us. Yeah.
So, Meshack, we actually do have some fan questions. We actually put your picture up on Facebook and Instagram, and my phone completely blew up the whole entire day. So I was able to select a few. So we'll see. The first question comes from our friend Tyler Kroll, and he wants to know what made you decide to make the jump from Kenya to the USA, and was bodybuilding the main factor?
Okay, so before I moved to USA, I was doing good in terms of body in the sport back home. Then I got the invitation to come over to USA and compete. Yeah. So the PNBA, which is a natural organization, they gave me an invitation letter to come into USA and compete. So bodybuilding was, I think bodybuilding played a big role in how I ended up being in USA. So I wanted that opportunity to compete with some of the best in the world back home, because I used to just see them on Facebook or this social media, but I wanted to compete with them. So when I got the invitation by PNBA to come and compete, I had to move.
So, Meshack, we do have another fan question here. Last question we're going to ask comes from Jeffrey Mina. And Jeffrey wants to know, what can you term as your biggest achievement in your bodybuilding career or in life in general? So what do you think is your biggest achievement, first as a bodybuilder and then in your entire life?
Okay, in terms in bodybuilding, I think being a two-time Mr. Universe, PNBA Natural Universe, I think that's the highest that the highest point in bodybuilding so far. And yeah, in real life, coming to USA, I think I managed to continue with my education, which I was not able to
Wow.
to finish in Kenya, and up to now I'm still studying. So education is part of the achievement so far in my life. Yeah, because I know at some point I will not be competing, but with the education, and education will help me a lot in terms of what's going on in my life after competing.
That's amazing. Again, just from hearing your story earlier of how you came up, how you're here now and you're still pursuing your education, that's amazing. I think you definitely are a great role model to people, not just in the bodybuilding world, but to everyone in general.
Yeah.
So, talk to us about Tyan.
Uh,
First of all, where is she? Tyan, come out here. We want to see you.
Yes.
There she is. How are you?
I'm fine. Sporting my Windy City
Look at
t-shirt.
that. It was an amazing weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Definitely was. So tell us about you guys. How did you guys meet?
At the gym.
At the gym.
Yeah, I had just recently lost 167 pounds.
Wow, congrats.
Yeah, and I'm kind of lost a whole person, really.
Wow. A whole Meshack.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I was working out a lot, and we met in Springfield, Illinois. While working out at the gym, I was doing a leg exercise wrong, and he helped me with it. And so we met at the gym.
And how long ago was that?
It's been about
2 years.
a little over 2 years.
And how long have you guys been married now?
A year now.
A
A
year.
year now. Wow.
A year.
Congrats.
We just celebrated our 1 year.
Wow. So, Tyan, tell us something. Is there anything, I know, because you know Meshack bodybuilding, and then when he's in contest prep and off season, is there anything that I don't want to say bothers you, but anything that he does when he's dieting? Put him on the spot here.
Yeah. Actually, when we first got together, I'll just be real honest. I struggled because I'm a very affectionate, I'm very, a quote, a loving person. And when you're in show prep, you're not very loving or affectionate. You're very quiet when it
hungry.
close. Yeah, hungry.
Yeah.
It's a carb deprived.
Oh, yeah.
When it's getting close to the end. And so I would say the last year, I have learned to adjust myself. If I can give any tip, it would be that you definitely have to have an understanding of what they're doing. And I've improved over the last year as far as being more patient, not saying anything, being a little more quieter, just tending to myself and not agitating. Because I don't know what that's like because I've never competed, but being married to him, like, I have figured out what it's like. Yeah. So if I could give any tip, anyone who dates a bodybuilder or married to a bodybuilder, it is definitely can be trying on any relationship. I don't care what anybody says.
100%, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she always see me waking up odd hours of the night, going to the gym, and she knows how strict I am with when it's come to a contest prep. She is the person who can tell how serious I am when I'm preparing. So I know some people have asked about they look at my photos and say, oh, this is not natural, all kind of stuff, but I'm open every day to any kind of testing. uh, Remember I had uh, Liv posted something sometimes back.
Yes, and I was going to touch on that as well when it comes to drug testing. I'll let you tell the story, but I know that Liv Anderson and Vicky McCann as well, they did a random drug test on you last year, which is good. It is exactly what the sport needs. But tell us about that.
Yeah. I think I was coming out of a contest from Kansas City. It was IFPA International, and I wanted to do a DFSC show, and so I told Liv, I told Vicky, I told Rich Peter that sometimes I would like to do one of the DFSC show, and they say, oh, well and good. Just let us know when you're ready. Then you pay the membership. Then you are a pro, so you don't have to qualify. So I didn't hear anything from them until at the Minnesota Mayhem. I was working at the P4P booth, and Vicky called. No, I was just walking around there. Then Vicky called me, and I said, "Hey, Meshack, I think you mentioned something like you wanted to at some point compete in DFSC." I said, "Oh yeah." Then she was like, "Okay, so we want to do a random drug test on you." I was like, I didn't know anything about that when I was coming here. And she was like, that's why it's called random test.
Yeah.
So I said, okay. I don't think there is anything that I'm afraid of. So we can just go ahead and do it. But I just have to let my sponsors know that I'm going to do a drug test. So I went back to my sponsors, P4P owners. I told my wife that I'm going to do a drug test, and they didn't take it lightly, because they were not happy that I was just the only person being picked from 100 people for a drug test. But I told them that it will be my responsibility. I will be responsible. If anything comes out of the test, then I will be responsible. So they had some argument. Leaf came in and told them, okay, this is what we are going to do. There is nothing bad going on behind the scene. It's just a random drug test that we want to do to Meshack. So at last they agreed, and I did the test, and after 2 weeks Vicky sent me the result of the test, and I was happy about it, because sometimes we get tested in these different shows, but when it comes to know your result, you don't either if you ask, when you ask, they tell you that oh, you're okay, but sometimes people want to see the proof that you have been tested and that nothing came out of you, or you got tested and there was a positive thing on the result.
Yeah, I always tell the athletes, when you pay for a drug test or you're getting drug tested, you have the right to ask. And and Meshack, the answer to that is pretty simple. If a promoter doesn't send you the drug test, it's because they didn't turn it in, and that happens a lot in the sport, unfortunately. They will charge you for a drug test, X amount of money, and then they don't send it in, which that's bad.
Yeah, so that's one thing I like with DFAC, that they took that responsibility to make sure that they follow the test. They bring me the result, and I've seen some athletes too being getting a result showing that maybe the supplement they were using were having some kind of banned substances. So I know it's part of us athletes to make sure that everything that we take, we know exactly what we take. That's why me, before I buy a supplement, I have to do my own research to make sure that what is going into my body is something I know it's not going to have any side effect in years to come, or just for a drug test.
No, I completely agree, and I think it's what the sport needs: more random drug testing. I'll tell you that at my show, I plan to do random drug tests. I don't know who yet. Whoever shows up, but I think it is good for the sport to do that. Just to clean up the sport. And just for someone like you, again, not just you, but like all the great natural bodybuilders that always get accused of, oh, he has to be on this, he has to be on that. If they get random drug tests and it shows that they're clean, that should pretty much show everyone out there. And again, that's obviously a lot of people that, they have that complex of, hey, you're bigger than me, so you must be on steroids, you must be on something.
Yeah, but you have to know that everybody is different. God created us differently. I will never look like you. You will never look like me. No matter what you do, I will never look like anybody else. I think sometimes it's genetics, but adding some serious hard work into the genetics, then you get the body like the one I have. Then somebody will come out and accuse you of not clean or anything like that. But in this world, there's no way you can prove to anybody walking in the gym saying, oh, this guy is on steroid. There is no way to prove to them that you are not. So you just listen to them and move on.
Absolutely. And I think you hit the nail right on the head when you said that some people are going to be more genetically gifted than others. But then you're going to have those people that don't work hard and those people that work hard like you. I mean, lifting, cinder blocks and making your own leg press machines out of scratch cars.
I watch people in the gym, people who train to compete. I look at them sometimes, how they train, and I wonder, this is the same person who want to one day look like me or compete against me? And I see he's like doing nothing in the gym instead of just talking on the phone and scrolling the phone instead of working out. So
and then
people don't want to put hard work into the gym. So after a while, they start saying, "Oh, I started working out with this guy, and now he's like he must be using something."
Oh,
yeah.
And Meshack, I think one more question when it comes to drug testing, and I could be wrong on this, but I believe that the DFAC and the PNBA are the only federations that do not allow failed athletes to compete. I know some federations, if you fail a drug test with one federation, they allow you to compete with theirs. What do you think about that?
When it comes to sometimes it depends on how this athlete get banned from participating, because sometimes you just read a report that somebody has got a result which shows that he's been using something. So I feel that after some clarification, after a retest, then that somebody can be banned from competing in any other contest. But it should not be just from the word go that somebody has has been found to be using something and just take it like that. Because like a few weeks ago, I saw some athletes from DFAC that they were found using some stuff, and after some retest, it came out that they are okay. So I don't think it's a good idea to just ban them from the word go. I think they should be heard first, and they should make their case known. And if at the end it be found that they have been using the same thing, then this will be banned.
Yeah, and just to touch on that, I'm not going to mention any names, but basically what happened was they found that the two competitors had high levels of testosterone, higher than normal. So now with any other federation, just like you said, they would have said, no, you're banned because your testosterone is higher. But with the DFAC, since we use WADA drug testing lab, what they were able to determine is they were using another different type of test to determine if the high levels of testosterone were caused externally, meaning because they used something, or because their body just created it. Yeah, and what they found out that it was because their body just created it. Now, a lot of people were upset about that, but in reality, that's a good thing because that's how we clean the sport, by using better drug tests. Because how many athletes have failed in the past and they use the excuse, oh no, my body produced it by itself. Okay, if that happened, let's prove it. Let's use science and prove it.
Yeah, so if it has been proved and the result came out clear, then that's when the actions will be taken. Yeah, and I'm happy that those two ladies, they stand by their word that they know exactly what they have been using, and they were ready for a drug test, and it came out that they are okay. So I think that's how it should be done in all these federations, so that after the second drug test, if it found that somebody is using something, or their body don't just produce those hormones, then it means they are putting it into their body. So that's when actions should be taken.
I completely agree with you on that one. And so, Tyan, tell us about your tanning business.
I am part owner of P4P. It's through P4P. Okay. It's called P4P Tans. And I have a spray tanning business. In fact, I am tanning this weekend at the NGA Owensboro, Kentucky Classic. He's guest posing. And so I was supposed to be doing it at the Windy City. I was asked by Brian a long time ago, and I was going to do it and decided not to do it because we were bringing a team, and then he was also competing. I will not tan if he's competing because I find it more important to be with him. So I thoroughly enjoy it. I love meeting all the athletes. I bond and make a one-on-one relationship with each of them. So I enjoy it. It's and I only spray tan. I don't have like a tanning business, like I don't own a tanning salon or anything. I just I know how to do it. So I started, P4P came up with the idea, and I was like, oh, I so want to do it. And so I only do shows, so bodybuilding shows. And so, I don't have, like I said, I don't have my own tanning salon or anything, but I enjoy it. It's kind of like, quote, a little hobby and how I can put in for the business too.
If any promoter out there wants to get in contact with you regarding tanning to do their shows, what's the best way to contact you?
They can email me at P4P tyan, TYANNE @yahoo.com.
And you guys will see the email right here on the screen right now. And you also mentioned, because you guys had a team. Now, you guys actually won the team award this past weekend at the DFAC Windy City Naturals, correct?
Yeah.
Took 1 first, 2 seconds, and a third. We cleaned it up.
Look at that.
So, it was our first show to bring the team.
Yeah, this was my first show to compete and also have a team, a team of athletes that I coach, and they did well.
They did.
I'm proud of them.
Wow. Meshack, what about you? If anyone wants to get in contact with you regarding training or online coaching, what's the best way for them to contact you?
Yeah, they can go to the website. Team is called www.teammeshack.
That's your email. He's got his own website.
Yeah.
So they can go there and leave a message, and
it's called TeamMeshack. They can go to my website, which is www.teammeshack.jigsby.com.
Perfect. I'll make sure to have it in the description right here, right on the screen for everyone to see.
Or they can email me at teammeshack@yahoo.com.
Perfect. We'll make sure to have those in the description and have them on screen, so anyone that does want to get in contact with you. And again, I mean, it's a big accomplishment. How many athletes were there for you to win, and not only win first place?
Actually, our whole team was there. Everybody that he does, he just started his online training.
Yeah, there are some who are not competing. There were some who are not competing, but
they came.
They came to also support, because in my team we work as a team. We know each other. It's not just training. We know what is going on in everybody's life at home. So we kind of like one family. So when it comes to contests, we normally come together, unless people who are far from Chicago. But the people who are around Chicago, we all came together to support each other. Yeah.
Meshack, any final words you want to give to your fans and friends out there?
First, to thank my wife for standing by me when I'm dieting and being in a bad mood, and for the love that she had been showing to me. It's not easy when a bodybuilder is preparing for a show and you have some things to accomplish in the house. So I'm proud of you. Secondly, to my sponsors, P4P and Resurrection Athletics, thank you guys for standing by me and always helping me out when it comes to preparing for a show. And to my team, my TeamMeshack team members, you guys did a good job, and I just want to encourage you to still push on until I want every one of you to be able to get a pro card at some point. So keep on pushing hard, and I will be with you every time, anything you need. To my fans, I'm not done yet. I'm still on a mission to be my best, and I think we will just leave this space for the next big thing to happen. So maybe sometimes in September. So let's just
September 10th.
I'm not saying the date.
Not saying the date. So talking about in September. Any message you want to give to Siobhan Cunningham?
Oh,
putting the champ on the spot.
To shake your hand, Siobhan.
Yeah, no, I've met Savon. I met him at the Kansas City. He's a nice person. I just want to share the stage with you. That's all. So I hope and pray that one day God will bring us together and compete against each other. I think that will be for the benefit of our fans to be able to see us battling it together on one stage.
Yeah, that would definitely be amazing to have you guys here for that.
And to you for organizing such a big event, and I know fans will come out because we want to change the face of natural bodybuilding. I think it's been years of being in the darkness. People don't know us. If you ask somebody, a young teenager in the gym, who Kiyoshi, who Savon, or who Martin Daniel or Meshack is, nobody knows about us. So we just want people like you guys, what you are doing to make the world know there are people like Savon, there are people like Martin Daniel or Philip Ricardo out there. They are natural bodybuilders, and they have been doing it for years, and that is the way that most people should follow instead of going onto the drug side. Yeah, we have so many good athletes that inspire young, talented people who want to compete.
Oh, I appreciate that. It means a lot coming from you, Meshack. And I think that's the overall goal here. Is just that we want to showcase you guys. We want to focus on the athletes. Putting the athletes first should be the main priority of any promoter instead of filling their pockets with money.
Yeah.
And that's what it should be. And that's our goal. And me, myself, I'm not going to stop either, just like you said. I have a lot of goals, different goals we have,
Yeah.
I mean, I will hope to one day stand on stage next to you, but it's not gonna look good.
Why not?
No. I
Maybe
consider
stand next to him and give him a trophy. There you go, Roman.
I consider myself retired from bodybuilding.
He's retired.
But
I'm not retiring yet, but I still have some goals to achieve in bodybuilding. So I will pray that God give me that strength, and I stay away from injury so that I will be able to accomplish some of the goals.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, Meshack again, Meshack and Tyan, thank you very much for being here today. It was definitely
Thank you for
great.
having
us.
Thank you so much. Speaking to you guys, and
And
I'll definitely
see.
I'll be seeing you guys soon.
Yes, let's pray.
Yeah.
Let's pray and hope that things work well, and we will keep in touch every time so that we be on the same page.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, again,
Thank you for having us.
No, thank you very much, guys, and hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Again, Romer, the Dominican Rock, Mendez, and I'll see you guys on September 10th at the Defect Buffalo Natural Fall Fest and Defect Clash of the Pros at the Buffalo Convention Center, part of the Buffalo Fitness Expo. I'll see you guys there. Bye-bye.
Bye.
On September 10th, 2016, the biggest fitness event comes to Buffalo, New York. Amateur Natural Bodybuilding, the FAC Buffalo Natural Fall Fest. Pro Men and Pro Figure, the FAC Clash of Pro Champions. USPA New York State Powerlifting Championships, USA New York State Olympic Lifting Championships, CrossFit, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Buffalo, New York, are you ready? On September 10th, 2016, you are invited to attend the first ever Buffalo Fitness Expo, the largest convention center in Western New York. The Buffalo Niagara Convention Center, over 110,000 square feet, over 20 fitness competitions, over 300 fitness vendors, over 20,000 spectators. Get your tickets now at buffalofitnessexpo.eventbrite.com.
All the way from Minnesota, Meshack, Ochieng. Meshack, how are you?
I'm good from Wisconsin.
Oh, from Wisconsin. Okay, let me say it one more time.